Hello, my dear YouTube followers. I know it has been a while, and I think it's more than a month I've been a little bit absent, but I have been, maybe I shouldn't say so, but I've been very active on Instagram, so maybe we can meet over there as well. But I will try to be also a little bit more active here on YouTube, and I thought, how can I do this? And we'll try to do it like that. I am going to read the podcast, which is going to come out on all the audio channels like Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes. Or you just rest here, you stay here, and you can watch the video. So what I'm going to talk about is my rendezvous with the darkness. 3 days ago, I've been isolated for 24 hours in a dark room, in complete silence, and that was an adventure. And maybe it wasn't long enough, so I will go back. But for right now, I would love to tell you about the 24 hours and what happened and what I took out there from the darkness. So, shall we start? Let me begin the reading. Hi, I'm Anna. 3 days ago, I spent 24 hours in an isolated dark room. There was not a trace of light, but an overwhelming silence. You might want to ask me, as many others did, why would anyone do this? Well, the answer is simple. Pure curiosity about what happens when you are without any external stimuli. I wanted to know what happens with the senses and thoughts. I wanted to see if I can discover something I can only find in the dark. So yeah, I would say curiosity and self-discovery are the main reasons. Until hearing many reactions, there was suddenly another reason tapping in. I wanted to know why this scares us. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This episode is about darkness. So maybe you would like to listen to this episode with a blindfold or closed eyes. The episode is structured in 3 parts: the before, the time in the darkness, and the after effects. Part 1. 3 days before the experiment, I visit the place. It's a bunker. I look at Samuel. Why does he look concerned? I hear him mumbling something like, "Is there enough air? Yeah, well, it should be, let's see." And he starts searching for the ventilation. But it turns out that it's enough air to fill my big lungs. I look around. Until now, every time I told someone what I would be doing, I had a massive smile on my face. But now I think, is this a good idea? And for the first time, I'm a bit worried myself. The room is about 2.5 meters long and about 2 meters wide. When you enter the room, to the left is a table with a chair. Right in front, there is a little mattress on the floor, and to the right is the loo. I never doubted that there would be one trace of light, because there is not. But I cannot remember when I was in such a black room the last time. And what do we do when we are? We turn on the light. We need orientation. 24 hours to go. I can't wait to go into the bunker. I tell one of my best friends via message about what I will be doing, and she answers, "Oh, that's so Anna. Why can't you just put on a blindfold for a few hours at home first? Why does it have to be so extreme?" Concerning my parents, for a brief moment, and this has not happened in a long time, I become the little child again. Daddy is almost angry and deeply concerned about this because he knows the place and is not sure if there is enough air, but there is. And Mom puts her hand on my knee, looks me in the eyes and says, "But you know you don't have to prove anything to anyone. You can always quit, okay?" Well, they're sweet. 1 hour to go. I sit on a bench outside the bunker and I let the sunshine touch my face. I'm not that much of a sun person, but today I am. 30 minutes to go. I'm in the bunker with light and I place the water bottles on the left on the table. Besides them, I place the mobile phone charger just in case of urgency. Next to the charger, I put the apple and the banana, then a fork, spoon, and knife. I place the toiletry bag next to the wash basin. I look around. I'm ready. I give Samuel and Nina a kiss. Part 2, the darkness. I turn off the light. My fingers become my tools. I run my hand along the table until I feel the chair and I place myself in it. Steady, steady movements, and this, by the way, is something that stands out in the 24 hours. Everything I do is in slow motion. I sit there and there it is, the first word, taking over hand, orientation. I need to know where everything is. So I start to fumble around, to remember where the stuff is, to see where the table ends, how many steps till I reach the loo. The first minutes, it's all about orientation. After a while, I place myself on the yoga mat on the floor, lying on my back. That's where another big topic comes into play, anatomy. My hands placed on the belly start to move to my rib cage. I begin to count my ribs, an activity I repeat several times. The first time I count 10 ribs, then 12, then 14. I wonder how much time has passed. The truth is 50 minutes. And that's when I know this is going to be so long. And for me, that was the worst part of it all. Every hour seemed like a lifetime. Today, a few days later, I know that was because I was so in the observation mode and very in my body, which also is an advantage. You direct your thoughts on what you feel. Next time I would connect myself a bit more with the spiritual world, but this time curiosity of how this feels was bigger. I reach for the bottle next to me and I take a sip of water. Another one. It's the first time that water has a taste. After an hour, my neck hurts and I wonder why. But this is something I observe, the posture. The posture is different in the dark, and in my case, not better, on the contrary. My head falls back all the time. It's like placing the back head on the neck. And I have to remind myself to keep my back straight and to lift my chest. For 24 hours, I alternate from sitting in the chair, standing, lying on my back with my knees drawn to the chest, or being in child's pose, or some other yoga posture, or just leaning against the wall. I sit like this when suddenly, drop, drop, drop. No, water drops, please. Every water drop gets louder and louder. I get the link between torturing people with sounds, but water drops? I must say I got used to them, but it's not pleasant. And the funny thing is I react slowly. Just take the water drops. I hear them. They go on my nerves, but until I go to the loo to see if I can do anything against it, it takes such a long time to come into action. Strange, but I think that it is because every movement takes me out of the state of just sitting there. And just sitting there feels safe because nothing happens. I get back to the table and something else happens. Suddenly I touch something. What is this? It's small, but I have no idea what it is. This bunker is Dad's bunker. He has stuff here, but I put most of the things in another room, but I must have forgotten this little thingy here. I examine it with my fingers. Even with time, I cannot figure out what it is, which almost drives me crazy. And to distract me, I play with my little golf ball. I roll it around on the floor and invent games. For my YouTubers, you can see it. Wait for it. Suddenly a sound. Oh, the food gets delivered. Oh God, this is like the thing. And before they open up the door, I have to put on some blindfolds to avoid any light, so I can stay in the dark. Samuel puts all the food on the table. Nina strokes my cheek and asks me if I'm scared. I say no, well, a bit maybe, but it's okay. It's just so long, Nina, it's so long. And then Samuel takes my hand and guides it to the first bowl, to the second, the third, fourth, fifth and sixth bowl. And the one in front of you, this is your hot food. Oh God, this is so exciting. I've been waiting for this moment all day long, and my love made my wish come true to bring as much different food as possible. But wait, Samuel, before you leave, what is this? I need to know. I give him the piece I have found on the table and try to examine it. Silence as he looks at it. Then he says, I think it's Thor's hammer. What? Thor's hammer? Like Mjolnir? Yeah. They kiss me and are on the way leaving me. One more kiss, Samuel, I scream. He comes back, another kiss. Oh God, that's beautiful. Another one, please. And with tongue, I say. And it's just a short one with tongue. But it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Okay, time to eat. Alright, so what is this? The consistency is bizarre, but wow, it's so good. Tomatoes in olive oil and balsamico. Holy moly. But then I pick something from bowl number 6. This taste just flashes me away. An olive. Did I know that they taste like this and are so bloody intense? This is crazy. Ravioli is the hot food. They are delicious, but what are they filled with? I'm so concentrated on the taste, on the consistency, the temperature, the aftertaste. Eating becomes a whole new world. I eat 2 small pieces of cheese, a few olives, a bit from the tomato salad, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 raviolis, when the big disappointment arrives. I'm full. I'm not hungry anymore. No, this can't be right. Please, come on, I've been waiting for this for hours. It was such a nice distraction from boredom, and now it's just over. Commonly, my dear listener, I would have eaten everything. Something to think about. It's time to go to bed. I'm tired. Even though I'm in the dark, the thought of leaving this place, going into my dreams is a bit scary. Because as long as I am awake, I hear everything. And the hearing is the only control I have. And I wonder if control leads to safety. Hours later, I wake up, wide awake. Wow, it's morning, just another few hours to go. But I look at the watch, 10 minutes past midnight. Okay. I go back to sleep. I have a long, beautiful dream which takes place in Sweden. And sleeping starts to feel like a way to escape from the dark reality. The alarm clock rings at 7. Now another strange thing happens. I've just one urge to switch on a light. I mean, that's what you do when you wake up and it's still dark outside. switch on a light. Light signalizes a new day. But no, I remain in darkness, and this is very strange to my body. And he goes like, why should I get up? To do what? To continue to sit in the dark? I'd rather sleep. But I force myself up. I move my body. I drink water. I remember I have also bought water with bubbles. I take a sip. Wow, the sensation in the mouth. I swallow it and start to wonder until where the bubbles stay bubbles. Will the bubbles still be bubbles when they arrive in the stomach? After just sitting, meditating and doing nothing, hours later I take the banana and an apple. I peel the banana. I love the taste of a banana, but now I know that I prefer the sweet smell. I take a few bites, then I take a bite of the apple. Now, I have been in silence for many hours, and the apple's cracking in my mouth is disturbingly loud. But then I feel the juice. There is so much juice in the apple. Another taste sensation. But time does not pass. I should like it, but I don't. I want to get out. To have a break from this moment, I beam myself to the ocean in Sweden. I spend a lot of time there. I even feel the snowflakes whirling through the air, touching my face. What a chance we have to be able to fantasize. I think of people, friends, my book, my audience, before I try to return back into a meditative state. The last hour has struck. In an hour they will open up the bunker and let me out, and to be honest, I can't wait, and that's a mistake. Impatience. Impatience is poison for the mind. And luckily I have tools. I meditate and focus 100% of my breathing technique, and like this I get myself back to the soul, to the body, and impatience does not have any place left in my mind. In the end, I thank the darkness for my learnings and for bringing me some light. Part 3, the after effects. Yes, it's strange to say, but darkness brings light, and 24 hours were enough to get the appreciation for almost everything. I've also understood that I'm deeply bound to all the earthly happenings. I haven't had enough and hope to have at least as many years more to come as I have already lived, so that I can continue to see the earthly beauty. I have this urge to feel the intensity of life, and now even more. Looking at the blue sky, an olive, feeling the water around my body is intense enough. A hug, a kiss, a touch, pure energy, and yes, I need this. The darkness also reminded me of the essence of my life, love. I remembered how big love is. To love myself, to love others without any limitations. Whenever I do or create something, I want to put love into what I do. To love a moment, to enjoy the places I love. Love in every form is an essence, and that shall get a lot of space and time. Now let's share a few words about the mental state. In the meantime, I have read stories about other people who have done the same. Some had real mental breakdowns. I had difficult moments, mostly when impatience arrived or time just did not want to pass. But I was always aware of what was going on in my mind. Maybe 24 hours was too short, who knows? So I will know when I go back there, at least for a few days. But 24 hours were enough, though, to release a few reminders about essential life essences, but it was not long enough to fall into a state of deep spirituality. But I never lost control over my mind. The reason lies in several aspects. First, I've been working to be mentally strong for over decades. I have used tools as meditation. I spend several days in silence every year. And second, my mindset helps a lot. How we think. I was able to see this as an adventure, as something exciting rather than scary. When I had the moment of angst, I reminded myself that I'm safe, that I can quit if I want to. We can always. That everything is okay and to breathe deeply. This helped. You must know what I have experienced in the dark, I experience in small portions every day. For example, I sit and think in silence for at least 30 minutes every morning. By writing down my thoughts, I release them every single day. I liberate myself from negative thoughts by actively looking at them. And daily I remind myself why I'm here and how I want to spend my life. And this helps to keep the big picture. To know yourself is one thing, but to have tools to work with when you are in a scary place is a huge advantage. My dear listener, I was confronted with a topic I would like to look at a bit closer. It's about orientation, control, and letting go. It's impressive how important it was for me to have orientation and control. So much that I almost couldn't let go. And today I wonder, where is the balance between control and letting go? This will be one of my next podcast episodes. But for now, open your eyes and enjoy what you see. I'm sending you my love. Take it and take care.